Hi, I'm here at Soul Farm. It's turning out to be a gorgeous day. It started out rainy and cold, but now it's getting pretty darn nice, so I thought I would come out and film a couple of sequences to share with you. One of the most common areas that I hear of concern with my students is stiffness and tightness in the neck. Obviously, it's really important to keep our neck flexible, especially as we get older. We can forget about the neck until we have to turn it in order to see over our shoulder, like maybe when we're backing up our car. It can be a real safety issue. So keeping mobility in the neck is important. Here, obviously, we're working with very small muscles, so work at your own pace. We're going to be doing a lot of stretches for the neck, and maybe be conservative in your approach until you see what works for you. Come to a seated position, either in a chair or on your mat with some sort of lift underneath your hips. It's important that your spine be tall. You want your ears over your shoulders and your shoulders over your hips. Bring your palms together at the heart. Then interlace your hands and press your palms directly forward, shoulder level, straightening your elbows. Inhale and lift your palms up towards the sky. And move a little to lift your ribs high away from your pelvis. Then release your hands and lower your hands back down by your side again. All right, bring your palms together, interlace now with your less preferred interlace, and press your palms forward, straightening your elbows. Again, lift the palms high to the sky, lengthening from your rib cage to your pelvis. And then release your hands. This time, interlace them behind your hips and roll your shoulders together and down your back, opening your heart. Bring your palms back together. Again, interlace your hands, lift your hands high. This time, twist to the left and lower your right arm in front and your left behind. Inhale, lift back to center, and exhale, twist to the right. Inhale to center, exhale, twist to the left. Inhale to center, exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, reach your arms high back to center again, and then lower your hands behind you. Interlace your hands behind your hips, take your shoulder roll, and then nestle both of your fists by your left hip. Drop your left ear to your left shoulder and roll the chin to the chest. And do this a few times, just rolling left ear to left shoulder, chin to chest, opening up the right side of your neck. Then hold, lift your head, come back to center. Take another shoulder roll, and now nestle your fists on the right side of your hips. Drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Roll your chin to your chest, ear back to shoulder, just moving, gliding back and forth, opening up the left side of your neck. Lift your head back to center and bring your hands back behind you. Inhale, lift your arms high, and as you exhale, nestle your head in your palms, lifting your heart. Deep breaths, opening up the heart area, and then lower your hands. Okay, let's come to tabletop now. Have your blocks handy at the very front of your mat. Exhale and round your spine, bringing your chin to your chest and tucking your tailbone. Inhale, lift your tailbone, lift your gaze, and let your belly drop. Exhale, round into an arched spine. And inhale into a back bend, pressing your heart forward. Exhale, round into cat pose, and this time stay here. Let your neck relax, let your head dangle, maybe move it just a little bit, creating some length in your neck. And then inhale, come back into your back bend, your cow pose, and draw your shoulders away from your ears, making your neck really long, pressing your heart forward. Again, round. Pause for a moment, relaxing your neck and letting it dangle, letting gravity lengthen your neck. And then inhale again into your back bend, drawing your shoulder blades together and down and making your neck long. Curl your toes under and lift your hips to the sky in downward facing dog. Pedal your feet. Your knees can stay a little soft here. Think about tilting your tailbone up to the sky. Then soften your knees and walk your feet forward to your hands. Bring your hands to your shins. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale, fold. Inhale, lift your arms high to the sky, join your palms, and exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, lift your arms high to the sky. Exhale, soften your knees, fold, and take your fingers to the mat. Step your right leg way back. Grab your blocks, place them at the highest level next to your front heel. Lift your heart into a lunge. This next work will open up your hamstrings and your hip flexors and get your legs and hip joints moving. Extend your front knee towards straight and then bend the knee and lift the heart again. Just move from this lunge into a hamstring stretch, back and forth, extending the front leg as far as you comfortably can and bending. Then pause and now bring your left block around to the right. Pivot so you're facing the long edge of the mat and take side lunges. Your toes are turned out. Track your knees as they bend right over the centers of your feet. Lunging side to side, opening the inner thighs. The next time you bend your right knee, spin around to face the opposite side of your mat. So now you're flipped facing the back of your mat. Position your blocks underneath your shoulders and get ready to open the hips and hamstrings on this side. And begin to extend the front knee towards straight and bend it again. Moving back and forth here. Now your right knee is in the front as you open the right hamstring and the left hip flexor. And then the next time your knee is bent, pause. Once again, spin to face the long edge of the mat, turn your toes out, and take a second set of side lunges. So I think we've got our hips pretty open now. The next time your left knee is bent, spin around. Now you're facing the front edge of your mat again in your long lunge and plant your right foot, heel to arch alignment, lift your upper body, warrior two pose. Bring your hands to your hips and straighten your front knee. Shorten your stance, heel toe your back foot in about 8 inches. Extend your left arm to the left and reach, lowering your left hip. Both knees are straight here. Lower your left hand to your leg wherever it comfortably goes and roll your top ribs back, turning your torso completely forward. Lift your right arm high to the sky, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Bring your top arm behind you. Rest your knuckles on your left hip. Lengthen your neck and drop your left ear to your left shoulder and let gravity open the right side of your neck. And you can move too. You can turn your gaze down and forward again, letting the stretch migrate into the right side of your neck, maybe into the back of your neck, and maybe you'll even feel this stretch into your upper back and around your right shoulder blade. Just lift your head level and then turn your gaze down. Bend your left knee. Lower both of your hands down to your blocks again. Let's spin all the way around. We're going to take this on the other side. So we'll start in a long lunge facing the back of your mat and plant your back foot heel to arch. Windmill your left arm up and around and come up to warrior two. Then, with your hands on your hips, straighten your front knee. Shorten your stance about 8 inches. Now reach your right arm to the right. Lower your right hip, lift your left and reach. Lower your right hand to your shin, your knee, wherever it comfortably goes, and rotate your heart forward. Lift your left arm high to the sky. Your heart is facing forward. You're making a big triangle pose, which is the name of this pose, triangle or Trikonasana. Sweep your top hand behind you and rest your left knuckles on your right hip. Roll the shoulder back, pressing it away from your ear, and drop your left ear to your left shoulder. And now we'll open the left side of the neck. And again, you can turn your gaze down and then forward again, exploring tightness on the left side of the neck. And as you turn your head, you might feel the stretch in the back of the neck, moving into the upper back and around the left shoulder blade. This is a common area of tightness as well.
finally, lift your head so that it's level with your spine, and then turn your gaze back down towards your right foot. Bend your knee, grab your blocks, and spin all the way around back to face the front of your mat. Now move your blocks forward and out of the way. Plant your hands, activate your abdominals, and step back to the top of a push-up. Lower your knees. Inhale to tabletop with a back bend. Exhale, round your spine. Stretch your hips back to your heels. Child's pose. Reach back with your hands and take a firm hold of your heels. If you need to separate your knees, that's okay, but if you can keep your knees together, rest your belly on your thighs, and as you breathe deeply, you'll feel an expansion in your back body. Now, tuck your chin to your chest and rest the top of your head more on the mat, and lift your hips off of your heels, still holding on to your heels with your hands, and give your back a deep, deep stretch. Lower your hips back to your heels and sit upright. Place your hands on the mat behind you with your thumbs facing your heels. Roll your shoulder blades together and down the back, and lift your heart towards the sky. You can keep your chin at your chest or lengthen your neck and drop your head back. If your jaw feels tight, you can open and close your mouth, working your jaw, stretching your neck. Then gently come back upright again. Rest your hands on your thighs. Breathe here for a moment. Bring your hands back behind you again, thumbs facing your feet. Draw your shoulder blades together and down and lift your heart up. You can keep your chin at your chest or lengthen your neck and drop your head back. Again, moving your jaw as it feels good. And then bring your shoulders back over your hips, level your head, and rest for a moment. You can stay here or take one more back bend. Again, hands behind you, shoulder blades together and down, heart lifting, only lengthening your neck and dropping back if that feels good. Come back upright, hands to your thighs, relax. Back bends are stimulating to the nervous system, so you might feel more clear-headed right now. Come to tabletop. Lift your right arm high to the sky and thread your right arm underneath your left. This stretch is particularly good for the back of your right shoulder. Breathe deeply. And then, keeping your left hand planted for stability, extend your left leg out to the left and plant your foot like a kickstand. Now it's important to work slowly and do what you can here. Tuck your chin to your chest and turn your gaze up towards your left armpit, past your left shoulder, and lift your left arm high to the sky. Now the thing is you're tucking your chin and you're kind of rolling your weight to the back of your head, and now you'll feel the stretch more in the back of your neck and maybe into the upper back, particularly around the right shoulder blade. This is an often tight area. Replace your left hand down on the mat and press up, bringing your upper body to tabletop, and then draw your knee in. Let's take this to the other side. So slip your left arm underneath your right and just rest your left shoulder on the mat for a few moments. And keeping your right hand on the mat for stability, extend your right leg out to the right. Tuck your chin to your chest. Turn your gaze up. Find this stretch in the back of the neck and again, maybe into the upper shoulder blade area. Take deep breaths. As you breathe deeply, you'll feel the stretch more intensely. Then replace your right hand down on the mat. Lift your upper body and draw your right knee in back to tabletop. Sit back on your heels, coming upright, and then I'm going to turn so that you can see me a little bit better. Come back to either sitting in your chair or on a lift, a block, or a blanket, again with a long, tall spine. ear over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Relax for a moment. And now drop your left ear to your left shoulder. Place your left hand on the top of your head. Gently press up into your hand. It's important to do this gently. These are small muscles and we want to activate the muscles on the right side of our neck. Then completely relax. Just let the weight of your hand assist you as you stretch the right side of the neck. Your neck muscles are now relaxed. You fatigued them a little bit when you pressed up, so now they're ready for a stretch. Keep breathing here. Now lower your hand and slowly roll your chin to your chest and then your right ear over to your right shoulder. Pause there and bring your right hand to the top of your head. Gently press up into your hand. You don't need to use 100% effort here. These are small muscles. Keep breathing as you press, activating the muscles on the left side of your neck, tiring those out. And then relax everything. And just let the weight of your hand provide a stretch. Don't push down. These are again small muscles, so just the weight of your hand provides enough so that you get a stretch on the left side of your neck. Breathe here. Lower your hand. Roll your chin to your chest and then your left ear to your left shoulder. Chin to chest, right ear to right shoulder. Rolling around and enjoying what might be a better range of motion. Bring your chin to your chest, interlace your hands and place them behind your head. Press up into your hands, again gently, just like you did before. Activating the muscles in the back of your neck. Then, relax everything. You might find that your chin comes a little closer to your chest than before as you use the weight of your hands to press you slightly deeper into the stretch. Take deep breaths so you feel an expansion in your upper back. Lower your hands back to your lap and roll your left ear to your left shoulder, roll the chin to the chest and then the right ear to the right shoulder. And if you notice a tight spot, feel free to stay there for a couple of breaths, just holding, sustaining that stretch. And then bring your head back upright again. And then rotate your head to the right and left a couple of times, hopefully enjoying a little better range of motion, a little more freedom in the neck, and then just come back to center. Good job. Namaste.